Okay, I'm here with Susan Hoover, who was previously a student at SAU and has been a member of the tasting panel for the last 5 years. Susan, thank you so much for joining us today. Would you please introduce yourself and tell us about your relationship with olive oil?
Thank you for having me. Yes, I am a graduate of several of the courses here at the ESAL, and I basically am looking at selling olive oil, okay, on an individual basis.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so what has your experience at SAU been like, and more specifically, what has training in tasting taught you?
Well, it's been super important. It's the starting point, and it's the first thing you want to learn from my perspective is how to taste olive oil. And in a way, that's the starting point and the finishing point, and everything in between that you want to learn. So if you want just a basic introduction, a tasting course is perfect. And if you want to dig deeper, the other courses are really, really important because the world of olive oil is very complicated. It's three, four, five dimensional. It has very many different facets. So so having the ESAU as a base for training is a really excellent way to advance your knowledge in anything about olive oil.
Thank you. In your opinion, in order to know about the quality of olive oil and tasting, is it also important to learn about the production of olive oil and management of olive groves?
If you're going to be a professional in the sector, it's very important. The more you can dig deeper into how olive oil is processed, how it's made, and all the different factors that go into it, the better you will understand what you are buying and what you are selling. So it's very important to look at the whole sector. And so you've got the growing process, you've got the processing, the milling process, and the tasting process, plus the selling and the market processes. So it's quite a complicated world, and the better handle you can have all the different facets, the better you'll be able to understand what you're selling and what you're buying.
Okay. What do you think about those who start projects related to olive oil but lack training in tasting?
That's a little bit like trying to fly an airplane without having taken any flying classes. So that would be pretty much mission impossible. You really want to have basic training, and yeah, it's fundamental. And the more training you get, the better chance you'll have of being successful in the field, because there are a lot of people who are extremely well trained. Um, and so you're dealing with a world that is quite competitive. So the more competitive that you are, and the more training and knowledge that you have about the sector, the more competitive you will be as a professional.
Um, when buying quality olive oil, has what you've learned at SAU been of use?
It's been absolutely fundamental. Without having taken the classes here and being trained in what olive oil is and how you can evaluate it, there's no way you can understand what you're dealing with. It's so fundamental because there's so much misunderstanding in the general public about what a good olive oil is. So part of your job as a professional is to educate the general public, and get rid of some of those mistaken myths about olive oil. So having classes here and learning how to taste and learning what it means is absolutely essential.
Do you think you can learn about olive oil tasting only by doing a single course, or is continued training necessary?
Well, a single course is a great start, um, but right. Normally, you're going to need continual keeping up with your own ability to taste. It's something that normally it needs to be developed. A person who has not grown up with olive oil or has not had a lot of experience with different types of olive oils is going to have to train themselves. And so training yourself really takes quite a long time. It's a continual process. So definitely you need to, it's like creating a relationship with olive oil. It's like having a friend. So with the friendship, it starts out and it grows and it continues. And that's what getting to know the olive oil world is like, because there's so many different profiles. Some olive oils are more herbaceous, some are more sweet. And it does take time, right, to get to know. But the thing is that it's fun and it's interesting. It's a little bit like the world of wine, where you have the different types of, red wine, white wine, rosé, lambrusco. And it's interesting and it's fun. So even if you're not professional, just knowing what you're eating is good to have this relationship with olive oil.
With reference to your current job, in what way has what you've learned at ESALT been of use to you?
Well, it's been absolutely great. It's enabled me to get into the olive oil world, which I basically knew nothing about. And now after the classes here, I really feel that I have a good handle on what it's all about, what constitutes quality olive oil versus mediocre or defective olive oil. And that's really your basic starting point. Plus, it's given me the platform to jump off from. And so now with the training that I've had, I feel like I've got the tools to be able to continue to learn more about the whole sector in general, because it's a huge sector, huge world. There's so many facets to it that your learning never really ends.